Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Hakuoki Kyoto wins. And I have to tell you, I'm kind of excited because I have not played this game in like 2 to 3 weeks. I had recorded everything in advance. I'm finally back to recording, and I'm like, I forgot how to play this game. I'm not even kidding. I went in and I started a new game instead of going to record of service, and I'm like, God, I have not played anything in like 2 weeks. So, yeah. I can't remember if it's been 2.5 to 3 weeks. I don't know. It's been a long fucking time. But anyway, we are starting the new story, and we are going with, we're doing Kaisuke, Sanen's route, because, we had a request for glasses. Yay! Of course, you know, I had already recorded a lot of stuff in advance, so all the other stuff was advanced. So I said that we would do him next when we came back, so we are going to do his route next. Yay! And then we'll see what we go from there, but this is where we're going. And of course we're going to do Romance High, yes. Even though it doesn't really matter because, you know, I'd be interested, we really should at some point just do low romance from the very beginning and then like, whatever. We'll probably be skipping a lot of stuff in his chapter because we've seen a lot of it. But who knows? Because I don't know. I don't know what to expect because sometimes we find these hidden scenes that we didn't know existed, which is really awesome. I love that. So that is not what I wanted to do. Go back. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to say. I don't want to say. I forgot how to play this game. So wait. No, I don't want to force skip. I want to skip red. Right? Wait, what? Okay, there we go. I don't remember which buttons. I don't remember which buttons stand. It's been way too long playing games, guys. Oh my god. So anyway, right. You guys remember because it was literally yesterday for you that we played this game, and it was so far ahead that, I literally just got home tonight. I drove 10 hours from my mom's house, unloaded my stuff, had dinner, and then I was like, I just relaxed for a little bit, and I'm like, now I need to play games, so that's what we're doing. We were supposed to find a way to escape. I had to try to escape. Okay. We stay where I was. I want to see what happens when we run for it. Someday we will. So, okay, so we already kind of know this. Kind of explain ourselves. Find a way to escape. Yeah, I think the original thing is... Did we? I don't remember. I think we stayed put. I don't think we tried to find a way to escape. I can't remember what we did in the original path, but whatever. We've done all of these, so... Yay! First time we're supposed to stay put. To be completely honest, staying in the room was awfully boring. Now, considering your predicament, you need to follow Hijikata's orders, Spacey. Yeah, we do. I didn't want to cause a disturbance on top of what I'd done. The consequences would be... What am I doing here? A forlorn malaise wafted over me. The room was nice, of course, but also practically empty. I wasn't uncomfortable, I suppose, but not comfortable either. Nothing passed the time. Here I thought I'd gotten used to doing nothing. My father's business required him to take trips frequently, sometimes for days at a time, and so I'd spent a good deal of my time at home on my own. This isn't quite the same, though. Back then I always knew he'd be back eventually. Waiting for someone you knew would return, and waiting for what you didn't quite know, are two very different things. When will I be able to start looking for father again, I wonder? My reflections all manifested into sighs eventually. Also... Okay, I was like, something's happening. Also, I totally forget all the fucking voices. So, I'm really sorry. I literally forgot for every game. Like, I recorded ahead for 7 Scarlet, so the stuff that's coming up, that came up today, or is going up today, and like, for the next few days, are, I've already recorded, but this and Cinderella Phenomenon, I forget all the voices, so we're starting from scratch, guys. The only problem, oh my god, for being away for so long is like, I don't remember. I know his voice couldn't be. So just bear with me, and I'm sorry if yesterday everything sounded normal, and then today everything sounds totally fucked up, because, again, it's been like... Yeah, I really forget when last episode of this that I recorded, but it's been at least 2 weeks since I've played anything at all. So yeah. Oh my god. Anyway. Ahem. What did I do for Kondo's voice? Oh, he was deep. Yukamura, I've been looking for you. I didn't think you'd be here. Kondo smiled brilliantly at me as he stepped into the room, holding a tray in his hands. Although when I do the deeper, raspier voice kind of thing, it doesn't hurt as much now because I took a nice 2-week break. It'll kill me in a day. I'm sorry? I wasn't sure what to make of his words, so instead I silently bowed. Wait a moment. Is this your room? Oh, for now, yes. Oh, no, then I barged into a woman's room without announcing myself. Oh, no, it's fine. After all, it isn't as though there's anything here I wouldn't want you to see. Oh, we decided you would be Toshi's page, so I'd assume your room would be next to his. Hijikata had, of course, failed to tell Kondo that I had yet to be made a page. I wasn't surprised. It wasn't too hard to see what was going on. I'm not really prepared to entertain, but you're welcome to come in if you'd like. Prepared to entertain. I literally have a bed to sleep on, and that's fucking it. Oh, and I got a desk over there. That's it. With a flower egg. It's like an Easter egg with a flower in it. There's no need to worry. If I may, I'll take you up on your offer. And you needn't feel nervous around me. While you're here, you're a guest of the Shinsengumi. I know that's not his voice. Oh, damn, I can't. Then he placed the tray on the floor between us. This is... As I looked down at the tray, I could barely stifle a sudden squeal of excitement. Ahem. You are a fan of sweets, I take it. I found some of these in the cupboard, so I brought them here for you. On the plate, he'd arranged several colorful candies and a cup of warm green tea. So what do you think? If you'd like to have some, go ahead. No need to hold back. Thank you very much. I cautiously reached to take one of the candies. It's delicious. It had been a while since I'd had any sweets. Something about the small, colorful candies seemed so adorable that I couldn't help but smile. I'm glad you liked them. Kondo possessed a warming presence that made me feel safe as he watched me eat. Oh, yes, I've heard you haven't been allowed to go outside. It's true, but it seems better to know my place. Rushing things would only make more trouble. So, just as Hijikata suggested, I plan on waiting it out just a little more. I see. I'm glad you understand. I know Toshi seems a little rough on the edges, but I promise you he's a truly caring man. Oh, we're gonna find that out someday. Don't worry. Don't worry, bro fists him on the shoulder, like, yeah, we're gonna find that out for ourselves someday. Don't worry. At the end. Because again, I feel like he's the canon path, so I feel like we should do him at the end, even though, like, I'm, like, really curious, and everybody's really curious, but I kind of feel like, you know, as much as we love some of our other boys, he's the one that I think the game is like, this is your boyfriend, whether you like it or not, so. Hijikata. Caring? Wow, I had no idea. I think if we're dating him, we should say I could see that. Wow, I had no idea. That's what we're supposed to say. I'm going to bet anything when we go down Hijikata's path, it's going to be the same thing, and we're supposed to say, I could see that, because we get points for him, but wow, I had no idea. Kondo's view of Hijikata seemed so at odds with my own personal experience with him. I mean, seriously. We know he's a marshmallow, right? We know that. You're crunchy on the outside, squishy on the inside. He's like a marshmallow that you've roasted over a fire, you know? They're kind of brown and crispy on the outside, and you're like, oh, did I overcook it? And then when you eat it, it's all soft and gooey. That's Hijikata. Soft and gooey on the inside, and a little crispy and burnt on the outside. Yeah, we know. I know, we're not on his path, sorry. Of course, though, Kondo is intimately familiar with him. I'm sure... Oh, of course, though, Kondo is intimately familiar with him, I'm sure. So perhaps there's no way of knowing who this man really is. That's a lot of pausing in that sentence that just feels awkward. Wow, I had no idea. It's understandable. Those who don't know him often share a similar opinion. But Toshi may have his reasons as to why now is not the best time for you to leave the compound. You're bored, I know, but I have to ask you to hang on a little longer. Okay, I understand. See, when you say it, you're like, bear with me, and you're like, it's okay. And Hijikata's like, get away from me, and you're like, but I love you. Someday, not right now. Always, a little bit. We love them all. He hadn't done much, to be honest, but Kondo's visit had cheered me up greatly. Of course, the conditions of staying in my room were left unchanged. However, the creature comforts of spending an afternoon drinking warm tea gave me some life. I really thought if we stayed put, we would have like a little one-on-one with Sonnen, because that's like the whole point, right? Time stood still, shadows drifting along my wall. I'm just pretending I'm reading the words really fast. Duh. I mean, I really... If anybody was, like, shocked by that, wow. Because I'm sure you all knew. No, I'm just really good at speed reading. Oh! You're a bitch, but you're pretty. He's still pretty. Such a pretty bitch. We're gonna quietly return to our room. Understood. Although I was able to finally see Hijikata, I didn't want to walk around and cause trouble. Besides, he's not your boyfriend now. Like, literally, we're gonna get to the end of this in, like, one part. That's the only thing that sucks. It's the only thing that sucks with the game being kind of so short. Like, only one chapter is in each person's individual thing. We're supposed to stay behind in the headquarters. It's the only thing that sucks, man. Although my goal was to discover the whereabouts of my father, I decided to stay, so we're talking... Okay, wait. Oh, we haven't read that yet. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Wait. Okay, so that was... Oh, right. So remember... Because, yes, Okita said this to us during his route. So, okay, I thought we read this, but did I really waste their kind efforts throwing away their promise to get me out? I'm so sorry. You two worked so hard to convince him, and I... I forget the voice that we gave him. Oh, he was... Right, okay, sorta. It was actually Hajime that convinced Hijikata. I just stood behind him and nodded lightly. Even so, I'm sorry. When I see Saito later, I need to apologize and give my thanks to him. This is really weird. We did read this, though. Huh. I can't believe I didn't realize from the start. I feel like I let them down. Should there be another opportunity, please give me another chance to join you. Okita hesitated a minute before responding, his green eyes focusing deeply into me. It's so weird. Why did it, like, make us stop there and read those sentences? Because that was... We had that in Okita's path, so I don't understand. Was it just slightly different? Maybe? Because we didn't have points with it? But it's just weird that it, like, stopped. Like, you haven't read this. But I did kind of sort of read it and... Stay behind in the headquarters. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, stay behind. Oh my god, we're already... Okay, I was literally a choice behind, and I'm like, wait! Shit, we're in chapter 2 already. See, these parts are gonna go really fucking fast. Will be lucky if we get, like... We'll be lucky if we get 5 parts, because... Yeah. Okay, so... Because we've read all this. So I don't know how much different... Oh, no! You know what? Whoa, stop! Jesus Christ, game. I wanted to go back, because I wanted to actually read... I feel like what we should do is, even if we're going to skip through, if we have moments with our boy, we should actually stop and talk to him. Let's see. So, okay, so this is like we go to the consequence, blah, 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 blah. We go to... We'll rewind back here. So we went out to the courtyard to contemplate things, and then we'd say something about our father, never mentioned having been with the Shinsengumi. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. It was extremely clear to me that the Shinsengumi had plenty of secrets, but I grew suspicious that these secrets deeply implicated my father as well. I just feel like if we know... Oh, stop, if there's a scene, but I couldn't click the right buttons, because I forgot how to fucking do this shit, and I'm gonna, like, do the same thing, like, the next time. But I feel like, because we're skipping through it so fast, if we have a scene with the person's path that we're on, we should actually just stop and read it. Unless it's, like, mixed with everybody, we can skip those. But this one was just Sonnen, and I feel like we should kind of do that, because otherwise it's like, all of a sudden we're in his path, and, like, we didn't, like, talk to him before. You know what I mean? So, this way we get a little bit of something, and we aren't, like, literally, like, get 2 parts for each path. Well, might get 3 then? I mean, I don't know. I shook my head again, trying my best to dispel the dark thoughts taking shape. What can't be right? I spun around to find that Sanan had walked behind me, utterly undetected and unannounced. Oh, Sanan, is it all right for you to be walking around? Please, I'm no bedridden invalid. There's nothing wrong with me. There was a hint of coldness to his words. I can't get his voice right either. Like, there was like the... yeah, he had these sort of... I can't do the voice. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Just like... They're all different people now. There was no way I could have recorded the whole damn game. So, like, this is what happens. Although my left hand is something of an invalid. I couldn't bear to look at the sad, twisted smile he gave me. Aw. His arm hadn't healed, and it seemed certain now that it never would. Poor desperate man. The rest of the captains seemed sure that he would never be able to use his arm as he'd done before. And what are you doing? Are you allowed out of your room? You haven't been given the run of our headquarters, I'm sure. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. They usually let me walk around as I pleased, so long as I didn't go into anyone's room. But I knew that technically I was confined to my room. Any freedom given to me was simply a courtesy. In other words, Sanan was right. If he decided to chastise me for being in the courtyard, I had no reasonable response. There were some things I wanted to think about. I hoped the courtyard would be breezy. The moment the words were out of my mouth, I realized they sounded far more like childish excuses than a valid explanation. When you sneak about without permission, it makes it seem as if you have something to hide. I'm sorry. Still, I was beginning to grow accustomed to the subtle cruelty that seemed to accompany each word from Sanan's mouth, and he used to be so nice. All right, I'm going back to my room then. I turned and began to walk away. Sanan's unpleasantness had started after he was wounded during his trip to Osaka. He spent most of his time locked in his room now, and he was quick to lash out on others in response. I knew the loss of his arm hurt him, more than I could understand, but I wished he could go back to being the warm, kind man he was originally. I turned around to see him still standing there. It's really hot out today. You should try and stay out of the sun. Please, take care of yourself. I gave him a nervous little laugh, and he responded with a chuckle of his own. His smile didn't look forced. Thank you. Take care of yourself as well. Okay. The Sanan I'd first met was still there. My spirits lifted. I ran back to my room. Okay, see, now we can skip. I know there's going to be, like, other things where he pops in, but, like, so like this, but he's popping in with everybody and we're planning things, so... Well, where the hell? I'll go. Oh! I paused before thinking about what's next. I'll go. Please, let me help you guys. If I really could help, then I wanted to. I'd lived with these men for almost half a year. Oh, that's right, because we were going... That's right, we stayed behind. Everybody else was going to the fight. Ah! And this is what we should have done, right? Is this the part where it would have led us down Saito's path a little better? And Okita, no, Okita went to Ikeda Inn. This is like the Ikeda Inn where they're like, no, they're all here and we have to go, and we're going with Yamazaki here. We're gonna, yeah, okay, I remember where we are. Anyway, I'd lived with these men for almost half a year. They'd fed me, given me a roof over my head, and helped me look for my father. Oh, love points. It looks like you're ready for this. I don't mean to be rude, Colonel, but if all you need is a message delivered, I can handle it. I can't do his voice anymore. He was supposed to have a deep voice, but very quiet and be taught, but I don't. I don't know. I could never quite do his voice the way I wanted to. I can hear it in my mind, but I can't do it, so. Yamazaki's cold eyes slid over me for a moment as he spoke. Hey, that's no way to treat me, because someday you're gonna be our boyfriend too, even though I feel like you're kind of like a side character more than anything, which is just weird, but whatevs. No offense, bro, you just seem like a side character. There may be Ronin out to intercept you. And besides, there is a chance that Choshu has reinforcements. If your message were to be intercepted, then you'll be sure not to reach Hijikata in time. Sanan finished with a soft smile I hadn't seen him use for weeks. It's because he's so proud of us. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Yes, if the worst should happen, I can hold off any Choshu Ronin and give her the message. What? It sounded as if they were suggesting if things went badly, Yamazaki would sacrifice himself. Yes, of course, I doubt it will come to that. We're short of men right now, which means there's more I need you to do. You'll need to notify the Aizu and Judiciary Commissioner as well. That would have Yamazaki running all across Kyoto. I suppose it really drove home just how thin the Shinsengumi was stretched. I think we technically already read this when we made that option, but we're just going to read through it because, boyfriend's talking, so. And there's no other person that could do this job? What about Shimada? Shimada is another Shinsengumi spy who's trusted enough with knowledge of my situation. Sanan shook his head. The Shinsengumi need every single member they can get, and Shimada was with the Shikoku team. Which means that, apart from Yamazaki, I was the only one that could possibly serve as a messenger at the moment. You're Yukamura, right? I heard you know a little about how to protect yourself. Yes, I do. Unfortunately, I can't guarantee your safety. If you can manage, you're welcome to join me. If I tried to run away while we were out, I had no doubt that he would kill me without hesitation. Isn't it great? We're like, he's probably gonna murder me. Gosh, I love him so much. There's something wrong with this, but I can't figure out what it is. you know what I mean? It's like the Saint Germains. They he's trying to stab you. You're like, no, you know what? I'll forgive you. It's fine. Wait, he's threatening to, Okita. Basically fucking threatened to kill us in the bad path, right? He was like, that's it. I'll fucking kill you if I see you. And you're like, Oh, that was the low romance bad ending, right? Oh my god, that was so devastating. I'm still broken up about it. I forgot about it until just now, and now I feel sad again. I like the other one better where he's like, wait for me on the other side, Spacey, when we died. That was less traumatizing. Okita hates us so much, he's gonna kill us. But then that makes you're like, but he kind of hated us. Oh, at the end it was like, I guess I like you, and you're like, good, so you won't stab me? So you were serious all those times. I took it as a joke, but damn. Wait, why were we in love with you? Right, because he's pretty. Anyway. This mission is his priority, not my life. Even so, I'll go. I can take care of myself. You don't need to worry about me. Sana gave me a small smile. Oh, he's so proud of us. Glasses is proud of us. I knew he wanted to join the battle more than anyone, but we both knew that wasn't possible. The least I could do was carry out my mission. Very well. I accept your request, Colonel. And then we read. Okay. La 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 la. Yamazaki, let's see. Ah, wait, my thing disappeared. No, bitch, come back on. Yamazaki, you should go. Okay. Really? We did that? Okay. I'll stay behind. Yamazaki, please, you should go. I don't know, I figured that would give us more points with him. And then, hey, hi, guys. Hi! Oh, all our pretty boys. Ooh, we stay with Hijikata. Ooh. Guys, this is new! And also, I'm pretty sure we stay with Hijikata and Hijikata's route. And yet, at the same time, it's like, stay with Hijikata. But then when we get to Hijikata's route... Oh, you know what we'll do? When we get to Hijikata's route, because we're going to do him last, obviously, we'll read the whole... We'll do what we did with Code Realize, and we'll do the whole game from beginning to... We won't read the prologue. Forget that. I mean, we could, if you really wanted to. But I think we should at least read the main story chapters all from beginning to end so that we refresh ourselves on the story, because Lord fucking knows. I forget 90% of them. Oh, we're running around and there's people. Who's that guy again? Again, it's been weeks, so forgive me. I would have forgotten anyway. The prospect of being alone with him was rather frightening, but for reasons I still don't understand, I decided to go with Hijikata. We were quiet for a while. I felt like I should say something, but I wasn't sure what. Instead, I kept quiet. After a moment, he glanced down at me. Oh! We don't need wealth points with you, though! Hi. Oh, look at him smiling. Oh, God. I'm so torn, guys. Good job with that message. It might have given us the advantage we need. I never thought Hijikata of all people would praise me for anything. My heart fluttered momentarily in my chest. No, Glasses is our boyfriendo. Stop it. But what did he mean by an advantage? If the battle at the Ikeda Inn had begun, it didn't seem like we had much of an advantage at all. We stepped from the alley into the central avenue. Hijikata, why are we out here on the street? What kind of man tries to hide all the time? I blinked, not sure what to make of that. I was waiting for the punchline of a joke because that would have been fucking hilarious. What kind of man tries to hide all the time? What? Whatever. And you're like, ha! Oh my god, did you tell a joke? Wait, who the fuck are you? Just because it's so not him. I wish I had a really good punchline for that joke because it would have been, would have been funny. I don't have one. Okay, moving on. Yamazaki appeared beside us without making a sound because he's like a fucking ninja. Look, he's dressed like one. Yamazaki, you're safe! He didn't seem to have been hurt at all, thank goodness. Yamazaki's eyes slid to me for a moment, then back to Hijikata. You're aware of the situation at Ikeda, I assume? Colonel Sanan ordered me to notify the Aizu and the Judiciary Commissioner, but... Yeah, I'll have new orders for you in a few minutes. Stick close for now. Understood. They kind of have the same voice right now. Again, whatever. I'm gonna blame the weeks off, but my brain. Anyway. Your commander needs to have a word with a bunch of useless bastards. Deep in his cold eyes, I saw a spark of anger. He appeared as the words came out of his mouth. Lines of government soldiers marching toward us. There were hundreds of them marching across the entire width of the street, several rows deep. Now I understand why Hijikata took us into the street. We would never have seen the government force as we shimmied through the back alleys. There was something about their march, so slow and unconcerned, that lit the fires of anger in my eyes. The rest of the men are still fighting at the inn. The Shinsengumi had a few soldiers able to fight, but they were risking their lives for Kyoto. Didn't these men have the same responsibility? Why weren't they rushing to help us at the inn? Perhaps my anger was more obvious than I realized because Hijikata gave a snort of laughter. Don't worry, I'll make sure they don't screw us. He stepped forward into the very middle of the street, directly in front of the advancing soldiers. All he did was move a few feet and turn to face them, but he held such authority in his movements. He could have easily been at the head of an army. The Shinsengumi are currently conducting an official investigation of the Ikeda Inn. You'll not interfere. You'll not enter the Ikeda Inn. Even I could see that the government men were going to protest Hijikata's proclamation when Yamazaki leaned over to whisper in my ear. If we let these men walk into the inn, then they'll take credit for subduing this Choshu threat. What? How could they? After all the Shinsengumi had done, it just didn't seem fair. But it's the men of the Shinsengumi who are risking their lives. Then you see how... Then you see now how little respect they have for the Shinsengumi. The commander is single-handedly protecting the Shinsengumi right now. If we allow them to step into the Ikeda Inn, they'll spread tales of their false heroism. All that we may do here tonight will be in vain if we allow them to front the raid. That's why the commander is trying to prevent the Aizu domain from intruding. Yamazaki held Hijikata in such high regard. So, when Hijikata said we have an advantage, this is what he was referring to. But we must! You really think you can fit all these men in there? The best you'll be able to do is surround it. Unless you really want to send them in there to die. This is a fight, there's a fight going on. If you value the lives of your men, I suggest you stay put. Well, we don't value the lives of our men? Oh, well, we're awesome, so never mind. Hijikata's tone, as much as his words, left no room for argument. Damn right, bitch. I want to be like, don't you argue with my man? But he's not our man, but he kind of is, but they're all our men. Until the battle ended, he stood his ground and not a single man challenged him. Oh, it's so good to be playing games again. I missed romancing! We're not really romancing. I'm not necessarily sure why I picked this game to first play on my, back. This is the one I'm gonna play! Why? There's no romance really going on in this. Iba, hi, beautiful. Someday we'll romance you. You're just like this poor side character that we never see, but you're beautiful. I see you. Looking at you. Anyway, I will stay behind. I'll stay behind. Ooh, hold on. What is he talking about? Okay, we'll go back here. I know we're reading with other people, but we need to see somewhere. We've seen so many other people. We've barely had any sun in time, and he's supposed to be our boyfriendo, so a few days passed. Your medicine's ready. I was carrying medicine and some hot sake. The medicine was Ishida medicinal powder, which was manufactured by Hijikata's family. Ishida? Did I say that right? I don't know if I read that right the first time. I don't know. I'm just like now mumbling through shit. Whatever. Give that to Soji and Heisuke, and Sanan too while you're at it. Sanan's eyebrows rose at the mention of his name. Oh, do you really think I need this? My injuries have already healed. Just give it a shot, Sanan. They say this stuff works on just about anything. Sanan rolled his eyes, but reached over to take his portion of the medicine and sake. He had been telling the truth, though. His injuries had healed, at least as much as they were going to, but his arms still refused to work properly. It was slowly becoming clear that it would probably never work properly again. Man, that Ishida powder with hot sake is the best! I'm so jealous of you guys. Then why don't you have some? You're still hurt, aren't you? I want to drink sake too, but unfortunately my injuries have all recovered. Nagakura was injured in the Ikeda Inn, but he recently declared that he was completely healed, despite the fact that his wounds still looked painful. And I guess there's really not much Sanan talk. It was just that like brief second, so we're just gonna skip through. Sorry, whatever. Everyone's talking a little bit, but it's like, okay. What are we supposed to do? Go to the common room. We'll go to the common room. Do we run into... I heard Heisuke and someone else talking as I walked down the hall. They were in the common room then. Oh yes, because he's talking to... Yeah, they're out there feeling bad and sorry for themselves. But, you know, we're gonna... I know, but we're just eavesdropping, so... We shouldn't be listening to them talk about the Furies, and we're like, what? No, Heisuke, don't do it. Heisuke, don't do it. Oh! Anyway. Oh. So, I stepped out of line. Oh. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to trouble you at all. We stepped out. Like, yeah, it's cool. Oh, right, this is where we, like, fight with him. And he's like, oh, you're like the son I never had. And you're like, but I'm a girl. But it's okay. Same different. Chapter 3. 1865. We've been here for, like, fucking forever. There's a lot. Ow, bird! Like, ripping my hair out of my head. Good boy. It was to the bird, not to anybody. Any of you guys. That's good. I'm proud of you. You didn't poop on me. You went to your cage where you're supposed to go. You're so smart. I'm going to investigate. I'm going to muster the courage to look into this. But where should I investigate? My room is in the Yagi house. There are some rooms that I'm not allowed to enter, but the captains live here as well. And I'd finally learned how to navigate the building. However, there was another building that was part of the headquarters for the Shinsengumi, aside from the Yagi house. Some of the leaders, along with other warriors, live in the Maekawa house diagonal from Yagi. And Sanan, who's injured, has been holed up in the Nambu residence, located behind Yagi. We should go there, you would think, but we don't. Okay, blah, 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 blah. We're supposed to investigate Yagi house. And then, okay, so this is actually, we're gonna skip through, because, whoop, okay, no. Hold on. Boop, boop, boop. We're gonna run by back here. So we didn't, the weird thing is in this part, we didn't run into, because I thought, oh, we're gonna run into Okita, but we didn't run into Okita again. Like, the original path that we took, we somehow ran into Okita, and he was like, hey, scream if you see anything weird, right? But we didn't. Interesting. I peered inside, so we're gonna have this conversation with him as he turns into a fury and tries to kill us, because it's Sanan. So inside was Sanan. I wonder why something felt wrong. I just stood there. What is Sanan doing here late at night? I was at a loss. Should I speak to him, or... Before I could make up my mind, he turned. I never thought it would be you who would catch me. How unexpected. Sanan gazed directly at me and muttered. You're there, aren't you, Yukimura? Come out. I guess he spotted me. Nah, he's just got the hearing of a demon. Well, not yet. I gave up and made myself visible to Sanan. I'm sorry if it seemed like I was snooping or watching what you were doing. Well, I don't plan on scolding you. Oh, hi. What do you plan on? Oh, never mind. We're too young for that right now. I mean, if you see a suspicious shadow in the middle of the night, of course you'd be curious. It was very subtle, but I noticed something was off in Sanon's attitude. He had a peaceful smile, something I hadn't seen for what felt like ages. It was a bit too peaceful, as if his worries had suddenly left him. It was an expression I've never seen since he'd gotten injured. Sanan, did something good happen? Why, yes, something did. Or rather, I guess I finally made up my mind. Something swished in his hand. Sanan, what is that? You're wondering what this is, I imagine. I literally just fucking asked you. I think we had the same... It's like, Sanan, what is that? I imagine you're wondering what this is. I think I just said that. This is like some kind of weird... I feel like looking around, like, am I, like, on TV, like... Are we, like, trapped? Like, we're a hero and we're trapped in a supervillain lair and we're like, what's your plan? I'm guessing you're wondering what my plan is. Can you just kill me? I'm gonna tell you what my plan is. No, I don't want to know. Can we just get you the murder, you murdering me over? I don't want to hear. Oh god, we're gonna go to your whole plan. Oh dear. You know? Because I feel like that's what happens. And like, campy. Why would you do this? I bet you're wondering why I would do this. Literally just asked you. After his cryptic reply, he showed me what was in his hand. Sanan was holding a small bottle made from fine hydro. The glass was filled with a crimson liquid that looked like a poisonous chemical to me. It looks like a shot of wine. This is a secret treatment developed by your father, Kyoto, under orders from the shogunate. What? The shogunate ordered my father to do something? They say it first appeared out west. Not surprised. The contents of this tiny vial can utterly transform a person. What do you mean by utterly transform? To put it simply, it makes them stronger and heightens their recuperative abilities. It sounded like something out of a fairy tale. If such a thing were to truly exist, the serum would be considered a miracle cure, but there is, however, a rather serious flaw. His smile twisted only a little. I suppose you could say it was too strong. It worked as advertised, but drove its patients mad. You've seen the results yourself, haven't you? Of course. I'd seen the results of that madness the night I first met the Shinsengumi. Okita and Saito had killed off that monster with the white hair. Your assumptions are correct. Yes, those warriors you met are of that ilk. They were no longer capable of one might call rational thought, and were little more than bloodthirsty monsters. And the look on his face is like, that's sexy, and you're like, it's not really though, it's scary, but... Like, that look is like his, like... It's his scary, creepy, sexy look. It's like all three of those, and not all at the same time, and sometimes maybe, but it's just, it's weird. It's weird right now. Because I imagine that's your bedroom eyes, but you're also now saying creepy weird things, so it's your creepy weird thing. I love you, glasses. I love you. His words brought a sharp chill down my spine. How horrible. If they lose control whenever they see blood, then they're hardly much use in battle, aren't they? As unkillable as they may be. Kyoto conducted experiments on the core during the development of his treatment. No! My father? Conducting experiments on human beings that made them go mad at the sight of blood? I couldn't believe it. No, I didn't want to believe it. But there was no reason for Sanan to lie either. I saw it before my very eyes. And did father really... Sanan shrugged off my disbelief and continued. He's like, what you believe or don't believe is not my problem. Unfortunately, when he disappeared, his research was put on hold. This vial here represents the fruits of my own personal research, based on what he left behind. He smirked and shook the bottle gently. The liquid inside sloshed from side to side, almost lazily. I've diluted it as much as possible. I had so many questions to ask him, But I didn't even know where to start, so I simply spoke the first thing that came to mind. If you drink that, will you be okay? So, that serum, will it prevent you from going mad? To be quite honest, I'm not entirely sure. I've never tested it on anyone. His smile faded. If I take this, my arm will heal. Assuming, of course, I've mixed it correctly. You mean you're actually considering taking it? He had no guarantee that it wouldn't simply kill him outright. And even if he did survive, it might well drive him insane. Sonnen, please reconsider this. I'm sure there's some other way. You don't need to rely on it. I have no choice. This is the only way to heal this damn arm. I'm already useless here. Even the men have begun to speak ill of me behind my back. You'll never understand me. Oh, God, all this. Wait. Shots for that. Thank you very much. You'll never understand me. Drama queen. Yes, yeah. Fucking drama. God damn. Fucking, oh my lord. And speaking of the shots game, guys, yeah. So, I'm gonna do a special, lovely video, because we're having the bingo. Hold on. Pause. Oh my god, wow, it really does, like, yeah. Yeah, so. I just want to see, in case you guys don't follow me on Twitter, so. Shelly Bates tweeted me a picture of a bingo board for our Otome visual novel shots game. Not recommended that you take shots if you're not of legal drinking age, but I am going to use that because it's amazing. So if you guys haven't seen it on Twitter, I would go out there. But I'm also going to put it in I'm going to make a video of it at some point. Maybe it'll come out before this goes up. I don't know. But like I said, I just got back from vacation, so I haven't had a chance. But it gave me the best idea because I'm like, oh my god, I love all of these. And it made me think of other ones. And we're making it, instead of bingo, it's Spacey Go. And we're going to add extra spaces. And there's no free space. You don't get a free space because everything's a free space. And like all of the different things, because I thought of so many other things. And then I was like, it just started rolling with like ideas of like, you know, how we can play this. Like, you know, the bran muffin version of it, if you want to play the Spacey Go bran muffin version, or you want to play the cupcake version, and like how you can do it, and it'll be so much fun. it'll be great. So that you can play along with any of the old Otome games or as we go forward. So eventually I will be getting that video out with the board that Shelly created. So you can use that one if you want it easier, or I'm gonna take all of those things that she had, and I might rearrange them a little bit, come up with some snazzy other ones, put them together, and make Spacey Go, where we have extra, you know, extra spaces. So it's a lot more complicated, and we got a lot of this shit in there. But this was one of those. You'll never understand me! That just reminded me of it. So, yes. So, technically, it would be, I recommend that you have treats, like snacks, M&M's, something. Shots, if you're of legal drinking age. I don't recommend drinking if you're not. That would be wrong. But, you know, M&M's, something. Throw glitter. You know, like, woo! Every time we do, I don't know. If you're gonna throw glitter and do shots, do the shot first, because otherwise you're gonna get glitter in your shot, and that would be bad for your stomach, I'm sure. But anyway, this was just one of the things. It's great. Oh, guys. Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna do that. I gotta get the board together and everything. It's coming. I came all the way to Ito alongside my comrades. All the way to Ito alongside my comrades, who I thought were behind me. And now I'm left here, given a position out of pity and left to wallow in my own uselessness. Aw. How could you say it's pity? You're a leader here. The Shinsengumi respects and needs you now more than ever. Sanen's eyes dotted with melancholy, flashing a brief smile that entertained the idea behind my words. Ah, yes. I remember it well. I am a swordsman of the Shinsengumi, yes? I am not useless, right? Sanen seemed bitterly focused on the words Hijikata said earlier. It really did affect him. There's no life for me as a swordsman. You're asking me to continue in some sort of undeath. Let me die as a person as well. No! No! Because if you take that, you're going to die as a monster. So, I mean, I'm just saying. It's not decided that it'll fail. The odds against success aren't as terrible as you think. Sonnen smiled as he said that, but there was no way to know what might happen to him. Considering the worst that could happen, I couldn't sit by and allow him to do this. I think we're supposed to persuade him. Where's my thing? Yeah. I was like, I don't know why I had to look. Because when we persuaded him the first time, we were like, no, persuade him. It got us points with him, so duh, I persuade him. I still don't think you should take that serum. And then I was like, where are we in the guide? There's so many choices in chapter 3. And I was like, and right away I was like, I think we're supposed to. I'm like, yeah, okay, there it is. You get so reliant on a guide, you don't think for yourself for a second, and you're like, duh, we know that's the right answer to give us love points with him. There's a higher chance that it'll fail, right? If the others knew that you were here doing this, they would all try and stop you. I'm sure Toto would be greatly disappointed. He is a good man. I thought at first that he was beginning to reconsider, but my faint hope was shattered with words of resignation. Well then, if I should die, please give my regards to Toto. What? 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 I really am in hell now, to be pitied even by the likes of you. You know what? That's just mean. To be pitied by the likes of you. You know what? Don't be such a dick. Okay, wow. That was just cold glasses. Just a little fucking cold. Those were his last words. He suddenly gulped down the red liquid stored in the bottle of fine Edro. Sorry. No! The bottle slipped from Sanen's hand and crashed into 1,000 tiny bits on the floor. I mean, that's some shitty glass. I mean, it sounded like it was, just burst into flame. I can see it breaking, but like, damn. A scarlet drop oozed down from the corner of his lip. Ugh. Sanen crumbled to the floor. It'd be funnier if he took it and he was like, yeah, I feel no... Delayed reaction. That's all I'm saying. Sanen! I paused, uncertain. He groaned in agony and pulled his hand back to grip his chest over his heart. It's clear he was suffering. Hang in there. I'll go get someone right now. I took a step forward, about to place my hand gently on his back. Ah! His right arm whipped out, almost too fast to see, and threw me across the room. I slammed into the wall and slid to the floor. I could barely breathe. My vision went blurry for a moment. I coughed once and looked up, just in time to see Sanen land on top of me, his hands already reaching for my throat. Well, that's no way to treat a lady. Wait. We didn't get the love points when we tried to persuade him. I didn't see it happen. Did you see it happen? Did I miss it? Because I know when we persuaded him, we got the little butterfly points with him, but I didn't see it happen this time. Oh, he looks evil. Herc! His right arm reached for my throat, and he relentlessly started to choke me. The hands around my throat were Sanen's, but the man behind them was someone else. His silver white hair glistening in the dim light. His bright, maddening red eyes showing through his bangs. I knew those eyes. His eyes were the eyes of a predator, not a man. I saw eyes just like the night I arrived in Kyoto. Those creatures in the alley drenched in blood. Monsters. As he choked me, I desperately tried to keep breathing. No, this wasn't a monster. This was Sanen. He was still the man I knew. Sanen! Sorry, I'm just pretending I'm choking. I'm not actually going to try to choke myself. That would be stupid. Suddenly, the fingers around my neck loosened. Gah! Had he just let me go? I crumbled to the floor and I gasped for air through a throat still red with his handprint. My tearful eyes caught sight of Sanen, whose hair now shined white brightly. See? He tried to choke us, and now we're going to fall in love with him. Because that's just... Nokita threatened to kill us, and we fell in love. A lot of them, you know what? This is just not. All of them are kind of like the, violent asshole if you think about it. Lots of shots. Well, I see I failed then. Perhaps I'm not as lucky as I thought. In the depths of those red eyes, there was a faint sign of reason. Son, are you back? Yukimura. That's so not. That's another one on the board, by the way, is like, the wrong name on there. And there's a couple for Tim, the terrible typist, so, yeah. Because Tim is a terrible fucking typist, and this is, I don't know if we should blame Tim for this, or just, I like it better in Code Realize when London is speaking, and you're like, wow, the city of London is speaking to us now, that's weird. But anyway, this would be a point. This would be an M&M, or a bingo point, well, a Spacey go point. Because you're not playing bingo, you're playing Spacey go. Get it? Huh. Funny. You'll get it when I do the board. Anyway. Yukimura, I have a favor to ask of you. Please, kill me while you have the chance. What? His words weren't registering in my head. None of that was read right. That was just all sorts of fucking wrong. And then I was, what? Like, I'm not drinking. Maybe I should. I don't know. And I could do nothing but look into his eyes. I failed. I can already feel my mind starting to go. At this rate, I will kill you. Says every boyfriend ever. No. In this moment, memories of when I'd first arrived in Kyoto and of the Ikeda incident flashed before me. I witnessed so many deaths in this time. I came to terms with the idea that for a member of the Shinsengumi, death is a constant. But never could I imagine taking someone's life. Most of all, Sanen's. No, I can't. I couldn't do that. I mean, you're still you, Sanen. Oh, because we... Okay, there we go. There we got our point. We persuaded him, and they were like, you're still you. Cheesy lines. We should get a... That should be one of our squares. Like, you are still you. I would do anything for you. Don't worry, we love them so fucking much, but we have to be like, oh, cheesy lines, while we sit there and giggle on the inside. What is this before me? Is this beauty? In spite of everything, you have faith. Even so, show the mercy of death so that I may pass. Sanen shouted at me and grabbed my collar. Okay, that didn't come out as a shout, but that's okay. I almost want to, like, leave the voices on for the characters, but then we'd still have to read over them talking, and it would be weird. It would take 3 times as long to play, but there's a part of me that's like, plus, then I'd try to do a voice, and his voice, and it wouldn't sound the same, and it would just be weird. I would try to sound like them, but that's going to be physically impossible, because I can't sound like a Japanese man. As much as I try, because they're really fucking good at... Japanese voice actors are just fucking amazing. Like, I mean, they really are, right? Hi. It's just, damn, it's so good. Anyway. Sanen shouted at me and grabbed my collar. What? I could see his red eyes flickering. Sanen struggled with his remaining willpower to fend against the madness boiling inside of him. If you don't kill me, then you will die. I know you're only here by chance, and I am sorry that I must ask you to do this. I am so sorry. His right hand slid off my throat, and I felt it land on the hilt of my sword. Huh? What is he doing? As I stood there confused, Sanen's fingers wrapped around the handle and began to pull. Oh no. No! Too late I realized what he meant to do, and I felt ice creep up my spine. Sanen, please, you can't! I tried with all of my might to pry his arm away and prevent him from drawing my sword, but... It's made the task much harder. But a blade in my heart will kill me as dead as any other man. I can't. Kill me. He spoke in starts and stops now, as tendrils of madness begin to pull him under. You see that imagery? Just beautiful. Please, let me die. My sword was now completely drawn, and he pointed it towards his breast over his heart. Sanen! Just as the white, shining tip of the blade was about to pierce his heart, yeah! Sanen screamed in anguish, dropping the sword he was gripping. Oh my god. It's like, this is slightly different. I don't remember him doing this. Like, I don't. I mean, I knew Okita is supposed to come. Where the fuck is Okita? Jesus, asshole. Come in here already. How are you, like, this lazy that you can't hear this shit? These walls are paper thin. Sonnen? What just happened? When I ran towards him, Sonnen collapsed to the floor. Sonnen, hang in there. Sonnen! See, and Sonnen's talking to himself. Again, names. Woo! More M&Ms. Or, cookies. Or, pies. If you want to eat a whole fucking pie or a bite of pie or, like, a shot. I'm going to say shots because that'd be me. I'd be doing shots. I'd be fucking shit-faced after about 20 minutes. I ran over to him and rushed to check his pulse. Okay, it's usually not bad in the beginning, but the typos and the crazy shit happens at the end of the game when they were like, we're hitting crunch time. Tim, just fucking do this shit. And Tim's like, but I don't, guys, I'm a terrible typist. And they're like, Tim? It's fine. And then Tim does it and you're like, oh, and they're like, we should never trust Tim. Why do we do this, guys? And then the next game they do the same thing. Tim is a terrible typist. Stop giving him shit to do. I ran over to him and rushed to check his pulse. He's still breathing. He only lost consciousness. This alone gave me a great feeling of relief, but suddenly the door behind me slid open. I rushed to look back when... Oh. Spacey. Sonnen. Okita! Okay, so if we screamed, Okita would have shown up earlier, because I was like, where the hell? I know he shows up, but I didn't realize he showed up after... Yeah, because I don't remember. We did this, so... Sonnen, he's... Okita had a cold expression. He always has a cold expression. He's kind of an asshole, but I don't know why we love him. Look, he's so pretty. Don't you just want to stroke his pretty face? Because you know what the funniest thing is for me? Is like, the voice actor that did Impei is the same, it does Okita, right? And I know, they're just playing a character, it's not the same, but you think of him as the same. So it's like, and Impei was like, fucking love you. And Okita's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like, you suck. Get away from me. And you're like, it's just... It's two very different sides, and I'm so confused. Because, like, with Impei, you're like, okay, back it up a little bit, dude. You're a little, wow, you're a little handsy. And Okita's like, fuck off. And you're like, but wait. Middle ground. Anyway. Let me get a look at him. His eyes narrowed, and I saw them flicker around the room, from Sonnen's limp body to myself to the shattered vial. Okita's mouth tightened, and he bent down to lift Sonnen off the floor. When you drink that stuff, supposedly your body just can't handle it. Hurts like hell, and you start to lose it. He probably couldn't take it and just passed out. Oh. After finding that it wasn't life-threatening, I felt a pang of relief. Well, the real painful part comes later. We can't afford for Sonnen to die just yet, so make sure he hangs in there. His tone was surprisingly detached, considering the circumstances, and Okita picked up Sonnen before leaving the room. Once they left, I collapsed to the floor out of supreme exhaustion and slumped into myself. I finally tapped into the secrets of the Shinsengumi. For so long it was kept from me, and now their forbidden secrets were revealed. My mind went blank due to confusion and fear, but I knew what I saw. We should have just left it at the, I knew the secrets of the Shinsengumi. Now Okita's like, don't tell anyone or I'll fucking kill you. And he looks so sweet, and then he's angry, and then he looks sweet, and he's angry, and you're like, oh my god, I don't know what to do with myself. Okay. We're about at time, so we're going to skip till we get to the next choice. And then we'll do the choice in the next part. I wanted to at least read through that. No. Oh, fucking A. Game. I lied. Beep-a-dee-a-dee. Here we go. Dude, we'll start here when we come back. So, I know we've technically already seen this scene, but since he's our boyfriendo, we'll actually read this one because we had that little talk with him, so. I'm sorry, I just started choking on my own spit. I, like, breathed in. Oh my god. Sorry. Oh, this is such a fail for the first episode back, but anyway. Yeah. So before I choke to death, I'm going to end this part here. We'll read this scene in the next part, and then we'll continue on. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.